Hello there, guys. We are jumping straight into the action here. Invictus Gaming versus Viperio. Invictus Gaming was actually Gigi How. I believe they have been picked up, so... Good looking round for Viperio. MMS and Ping close things out, and they kick things off very nicely. Ancient is the name. And the real game will be for both of these teams to get another win under their belt. Obviously... Viperio, they have looked absolutely amazing this season. They've really put on a show for us here at the SCL. Invictus Gaming, though, played a couple less games. They are currently 2-3, not in the safest of positions so far, so they need to get themselves into, well, another win to get them ever closer to playoffs. But with 3 games on their hands, if they win all 3, it should guarantee a spot in playoffs, but definitely not a fun situation to be in whatsoever. Gives me tucked in towards Cubby here. Completely trapped. Face crack finding that pick. An important kill. 4-on-4. Face crack. An important kill. We'll find 2 in this round. Takes down Ping. Upgrades that Tech 9 and the MP9 to that M4. Nice kill from Moore, but Giraffe in the back lines. An Artist aggresses from Cave. Brings it to a 2-on-1. All on face crack now. Gonna need 4 in this round to close it out. Oh, and he gets gifted the first. Now it's all on Giraffe. Face crack gonna drop the smoke hit. Oh, face crack wins the round. Single-handedly put Viperio down. Face crack finding 4, and Invictus Gaming, they level things up. And the money for Viperio, really not in a good state whatsoever. Just going to be a fast pop here towards B with these Mac 10s. Oh, this could be absolutely perfect. They've isolated these initial gunfights, and they found them as well. Artist... able to find one before going down. Gives me just the USP here. They've opted for the eco, in fact. Giraffe's invested in a Deagle, and I think we saw one on Artist as well. But it means they're probably not going to be getting a buyout in the next either. Maybe a double eco here from Viperio. Giraffe does find one, though. Brings it to a 2-on-3. Shushan, though, will take him down. And Davcost eliminates Gizmy. Invictus, they take the lead, but expectedly, as it was just that eco. But Viperio... opting for 2 kind of half buys in a row. It's an interesting idea, but I think it is just to get Artist on that AWP. To get those full guns out. Because obviously you go for the Force in that previous round. You're probably not going to win it. And then you're on to an eco. And the money's still not going to be enough for a player like Artist to get out an AWP for that full utility. So maybe it's the right play to make. It's going to put them in a similar situation regarding, you know, how much rounds they're going to lose. But you've got to imagine, it's a bold call to make. There we go. Invictus Gaming, they do get their second round here. Viperio do find one. Just a half buy here for Viperio. We've got the MP9 on Giraffe. Five on 5 here. It's going to be another B pop here from Invictus. The main goal here to try and find a couple picks, and face crack out in the open. Somehow finding 2 there. Ping goes down as well. Can reload that max 10, but still gets eliminated by MMS. Davcost rotating through cave now. Going to try and find some picks towards middle, but oh, gets dropped down very low. Will go down to Giraffe's MP9, and the main aim of this game will be damage. Interesting flash there from Shushan, but he blinds himself. Simple stuff. And as I mentioned, Viperio opting for that kind of the 2 ecos, it will allow them to bring out artists or...
Shushan does get really aggressive here, but the spam from Gizmi is good enough to take him down. Viperio, and that's a great way to find a start, really. Shushan, and you can know what sort of damage he can cause when he gets really aggressive like that.
A nice opener for Viperio, though. First real gun round for them. Obviously, one successful winning the full buy against the Force after successing in the pistol, but things are looking very good for Viperio here. Definitely want to get a hold on this Invictus side. They've looked pretty strong so far in this game, but obviously haven't really had a full contest yet. And now the M4s, the AWPs are out for Viperio. Everything's looking good. Nice shot from Davkos, though.
Yeah, that keeps this round in contention. 2 plays towards Donut, 1 towards CT. Invictus do have time to play with. In fact, the bomb is rotated away a bit. Davkos clearly didn't expect Ping to be able to spot him in that angle, but face crack 1 versus 3 now. He did retreat through a main with the bomb on his back. I don't really know what the main goal of that was. If Davkos very, very aggressive with face crack backing away, I sort of understand it, but it feels like you're Davkos.
Kind of group, yeah.
I mean, I'm fine with the split, but because look at what Viperio are doing. They're still all grouped together.
We needed Davkos to find a frag, though.
Yeah, I feel like he needed to get aggressive, but just not the aggression he did, I suppose.
Yeah, I think the split's good. Obviously, if he finds a kill and then can just live, it puts him in a 2v2 with the bomb open. But in this situation now, Facecrack's wondering, I haven't had any contact towards B yet. Why is that? But it's because of the gamble. We see the saved AWP. Artists will be able to wield that in the next. Viperio, they keep 3 alive, so the money's going to be looking good as well. But yeah, it's an interesting play there. Obviously, if they get the bomb down, they're going to have no limitations. But the problem is, Facecrack, there's so many angles to clear on that B bomb site. So many positions where you hear the tap of the bomb, you can just swing and take them down. So it was a tough situation there. But potentially that round could have been a little different. With that 2v3, not played to the kind of sound we expected. But still... Nice starter here for Viperio as Gizmi takes down Facecrack early on. I'm liking the style of aggression that Invictus are taking, but it's not working out too well for them. That's twice now they've gone for a very bold opener and lost it.
Gizmi shot it down twice. The only 2 kills Gizmi, in fact, does have.
Probably the 2 most kills. Probably the 2 most important kills we've seen of the whole Viperio side.
Yeah, I mean, certainly sets the tempo for the round, doesn't it? Just sort of sets the round in motion for Viperio, gives them that advantage, and allows them to play a little bit more timid.
I'll be honest, Gizmi, if the only thing you find in the opening picks is pretty much all you need to do. Self-execute here towards A. Donut and CT Smoke have come through, but Viperio not moving a muscle yet. They still got Ping and MMS towards B.
I mean, they got Artist holding the line so deep, he can say that, okay, there's no flashbangs come over, I've spotted absolutely nobody, and MMS, and by the looks of things, Gizmi's going to clean things up. Gizmi with another find through the smoke. All on Shushan, finds the first, but brought down to 16 points of health. He's not even really going to be able to give this one much of a crack. MMS finishes things off. Rule level now, Fred, 3-3.
Yeah, and obviously Viperio now, they should be able to extend that lead as we're expecting a very weak buy from Invictus. But Viperio, they've looked great on these full buys. And once they've got Artists on the AWP, we've got the full utility in play. It seems as though they're very well drilled. Once again, we're going to be seeing an Invictus B-pop. Was their success stories in their 3 rounds that they've won. Could be one for them here. Oh, it's just going to be so fast. MMS could get caught out, but Artist kicks things off very nicely. And MMS with a triple, all on Davkos now. Really going to struggle, and as he emerges, Gizmi eliminates. Viperio find 4. They take the lead with no casualties. Only 36 damage taken as well.
Yeah, very successful round. U2 was great. Made those kills sort of as easy as possible for the B players. And Viperio, Fred, they do take the lead for the first time since that pistol round.
Yeah, very nice stuff from them. Obviously, we see an investment from Invictus, but no warp in play. Slight lack of utility, but not all too bad.
Yeah, this is obviously a really crucial game, actually, for Invictus.
Charlie again. Gizmi finds the opener on these gun rounds.
I'd love to see at the end of this game what his entry success is. Because in terms of at least going for the opening kills, he's certainly going for them a lot. We've seen 3 rounds in a row now. It's pretty unbelievable stuff from Gizmy.
It Gizmy's fairly mobile. No instant aggression, no util over towards mid. Gizmy's just going to run it up towards short and finds an opener. That's the style of play that I really like to see on Ancient. Potentially something that I might adopt myself.
I know you like to attempt those sort of styles of play, but
it does not go well.
Always have Gizmy success.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. We all aspire to be Gizmy.
We all want to have a bit of Gizmy in our life, but this is actually a really crucial game for Invictus Red. They are right now 2-3. Viperio, on the other hand, they are 5-0.
Pretty much guaranteed.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they probably are. Especially the way that's one of their games have gone, giving themselves quite a nice round difference to play with, and the fact that they're continuing to look great, better and better, sort of, with every game we see. Whereas Invictus, they've had a few very mixed results, I suppose you can say. Games that we expect them to really be challenging, potentially comfortably winning, that they're not.
Well, they've got some big names on their side. You're kind of expecting a lot more success. I feel like they've got, a lot of strengths, a lot of kind of experience, but it's not going all too well. Obviously, they still can make themselves, able to get into playoffs, but it's not going to be all too easy. We kind of expect them to need their last 3 games to be success stories. So, it isn't going to be a nice one for them, but obviously with these final 3 games, well, that player's definitely not getting out of there as MMS eliminates. But yeah, I feel like Invictus are in a tough position, though. Not as comfortable as Viperio. It's something I spoke about in the kind of the last matchup. I feel like when you have these teams that have already confirmed their placing in playoffs against ones in which, they're in those do or die situations, you see a little bit of kind of pressure, obviously, on the side that, need the win. And usually, it's not going to go their way because they've got, so much pressure to win the game. And the other team are kind of just playing for seeding, playing for fun, kind of for pride, maybe. So the levels of necessity of this win, very different. But Invictus, they kick this round off very nicely. 2 openers with the max. And this is just a half by Charlie.
Yes, a good start as well. They really are just overwhelming these Viperio players. Both remaining 2 are towards CT. There is money in the reserve for Viperio, but there's no need to throw away your weapons. Keep holding these 2. This round has gone the way of Invictus. And yeah, like you mentioned, was the half buy, but Viperio, they do sort of need to concede it. They can't really just throw everything they've got out of this round, especially considering it's 5v2.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to win it. Even if they kind of found the next 2 kills, it would still not put them in a nice situation whatsoever. Invictus are just going to be saving as well. They're not going to be hunting. And rightly so. I feel like you really need to make some money on this T side. It's clear the Viperio are looking really strong on their full buys, so you don't want to just give everything away. Davkos, though, goes for a bit of an aggressive peak. Does get taken down by Artis, but it's not going to be all too important. Obviously, as the rest of the team do have a lot of money, and Davkos can just invest himself.
Yeah, it's the only SMG as well. Everyone else retrieved double weapons, sort of got themselves AKs, M4s. Davkos only had the Mag 10, so yeah, no issue with Davkos going for that at all. But you can really see what you mean by that. Sort of Invictus going for that. Not really going for the hunt, only Davkos really committed. You can see the amount of money that a lot of these players have already built up just by winning 1 round there.
It's the fact they had such success on a half bite. Look how low Shushan is. The Molotovs and nades doing so much damage. We still have a nade on Gizmy. Has been sent towards middle though, sadly not hitting its mark. But Shushan playing things very riskily. As still towards Cubby. Oh. Face crack goes down, and with Shushan being low as well, this is still going to be a very tough round for Invictus. Yes, they had a great success story in the last. Artis can find another hit. Oh, and he does. It seems as though Invictus, they're strongest kind of on these weaker buys, on these fast pushes. Potentially it's a style of play that they need to adopt a little bit more on their T side, because once they give Viperio time to find space, time to breathe, that's when they're the ones who take control.
Yeah, it definitely does have an element of that. That Viperio are just very comfortable in their split positions towards B as well. They've got a very good defense where they are a bit more together. But it feels like Invictus, potentially there's just not enough of a goal in mind on their defaults. They are slightly peeking too much into Viperio. Giving them an inch, and Viperio really are taking a mile. Just like that.
A risky gamble.
Yeah, it's a gamble. You're heavily disadvantaged. It is unfortunate that, I mean, you've got to see a play cut like that. Feel like it was necessary to come through, but I mean, I assume that does show the dominance that we are seeing from Viperio, but Invictus in the back lines. Davkos finds the first,
brilliant.
gets the second. A bomb site is open. It's given this bomb a chance to go down. Obviously, is this 2 HP Shushan? He will fall very quickly, but still, Davkos, I mean, gets 2 kills, gets the bomb plant basically for his team there, which in a 5 versus 2,
I'll take it, yeah.
Yeah, you definitely can't complain about that.
And it will just give them that extra bit of money. Obviously, Davkos might be asking for a drop hit. We do see the AWP out now. Finally.
I was wondering when were we going to see that? Because it feels like maybe that's what Invictus need. Just to be able to really challenge and face up against these rifles of Viperio right now. Just to be able to have an easier way just to sort of sneak in, sneak out.
And also, you know, a good way to take down Artis. He found a pick towards B, rotated in towards middle, and found another. I feel like maybe they do need an AWP to try and kind of muzzle him a little bit, try and keep him at bay. Because Artis is a player that I feel like you usually see kind of, towards the kind of top middle, maybe second or third fragging, quite a lot of the time. But realistically, it's not only Artis has the ability to do that, but he's also the one calling. So I really like the fact that, not only is Artis putting up really big numbers, kind of doing his job as a player, also it's clear to see that the calling from him is really strong as well. So, Invictus, they need to try and kind of silence one of those aspects of his gameplay.
Oh no!
What a double from Ping. But yeah,
they weren't even flash thread.
It was just
he just peeked into that raw and found 2. He took 1 bullet for his troubles there. Shushan will give him another bullet, but this one's in his head, shuts him out of this round. But still, man advantage for Viperio with the bomb drop towards mid. A player like Ping being able to do that really does show just the individual prowess of this Viperio side, and it really shows that Invictus maybe are a little bit out of this one right now. MMS does take down the AWP of Davkos, and FaceCrack finds himself in a 1 versus 4.
Really not a fun situation to be in. Does go down to Gizmy. But yeah, I feel like that double from Ping, it kind of reminded me of the double we saw from Ping towards Long when he was trapped in a corner. I feel like sometimes there's not really much you can do when you're fighting against Ping. It just seems as though the bullets are they're just too strong. It's so clear that the accuracy of this individual is just clearly one of the key factors that allow him to just dominate in the server. It's ridiculous to see, and I feel like Invictus, there's not really much you can do about it. You just gotta try and maybe guess where Ping's playing and go elsewhere. But
when Ping's on form, yeah, it's definitely not
a fun.
You're not gonna have an easy time of things. But Davkos gone from the AWP to the Tech 9 within 1 round. Didn't he? I don't even know if he fired a shot with the AWP. Really unfortunate stuff. Sort of his team were just falling around him, made his position more exposed. Sort of gave Viperio more confidence to push, and he got shut down.
Ooh, FaceCrack does find 1. Gizmy takes down more. Nice kill from Blue Phoenix as he finds his second in the game. 3-on-3 here with FaceCrack very deep. They sent the kind of mid to A smoke there. Oh, this is perfect. I love that play. MMS making noise, jumping around the corner, just baiting and Ping. And that's a great way to take down the deep position there of FaceCrack. Flashbang coming through.
Tech 9 and Blue Phoenix, and maybe just Davkos now with this tech. Tech 9's good, but I don't know if it's going to be this good. He's going to have a lot of body coming his way. The util usage as well. Chips him down to half HP. Pistol versus pistol. Giraffe comes out on top. Viperio in these last few rounds, Fred, they've looked really immense.
Yeah, and it's once they've had the full buys. Yeah, they've looked so strong.
They won pistol, lost the second, but yeah, like you said, since these full buys came through, they've really hit another level. Ping desperately trying to get that HE grenade.
Yeah, what to do in that situation?
There's nothing. That's one of the worst situations I feel like you can find yourself in, when you can see like a weapon or a piece of utility just out of reach, and you're sort of just frantically trying to get it.
It's only an HE grenade. It's $300. It's not like an AWP or something. It's not all too bad.
Still, it's just. I think it's more of like that personal mission.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you say yourself.
Yeah, you want to get it. Flashbang's perfect. Ping goes for the spam. No one actually crosses over his screen. There's a little bit of chip damage to one of the Invictus players, but everyone's alive now. No casualties just yet.
Look at this mid-aggression. Gizmy's getting deep and will be facing off against Moore, but Moore does find him. Once again, Gizmy attempting an opener, but this time getting shut down. Oh, Giraffe does find 1. In fact, somehow takes down Moore. Seemed as though it was Davkos that was going to fall in that altercation. But Davkos is very low.
Better if it was Davkos, in fact. That's the issue. Yeah, Davkos Got chipped down a little bit as well, but already was around half HP, so now he's just even lower. Kills constantly being traded, but Shushan's finally taking the man advantage for Invictus. Artist 1 versus 2.
Shushan, though, getting very deep. Artist. We're going to see a knife kill? How is it? He hasn't spotted him. Oh, no. Artist has crept onto the bomb site. Still goes down, though, but I think Shushan might have got a bit of an ear ringing. If Artist won that round, I feel like there definitely would be a little bit of a shouting match between the two.
Yeah, important round for Invictus. Something to fight with still. Keep this game as close as possible. Money's not actually in that great a position for Viperio. They are going to be on the 1.9k loss bonus, so I suppose if Invictus win this, it's going to be a bit of a split buy.
I love this aggression here. MMS, you see him? We'll take him down eventually. Searching for the second behind the smoke.
Yeah, Moore's taking a lot of liberties right now. He's going to have 2 CTs coming his way.
Nice find from Face Crack. Definitely cracked the face of MMS.
Yeah, the bomb just headed towards A there. In the meantime, they've just realized, okay, both these players are towards B. Oh, this is such a risk. It's going to make it around the corner before.
An Artist getting rid of that AWP. Bringing out the M4. Oh, and he's trapped. The bomb. Just going to get dropped here towards ramp. Drops the smoke. Oh, the player's swinging, and Artist still takes him down. AWP can't be saved, but it can be invested, and I think Artist's going to be bringing out the big green, dropping that AK to ping, and Viperio, they find 9. And you spoke about money in the last, about how Viperio, it's not looking all too strong, but a similar situation for Invictus. Definitely going to be some limitations in this one.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that that round did look good, but it was the fact that Face Crack feels like he dodged death once and he just tested fate too many times. Should have just maybe tried to barrel his way. Look at the damage done, Fred.
That is ridiculous. Face Crack
takes 1 more. 17 HP. Face Crack 15. Oh, this is unbelievable. And yeah, Invictus are still finding the man advantage.
We have got a nade on Artist, though. It might not be the nade to find the kill as he eliminates more with the AWP shot. Seemingly going to be this B hit here. And MMS has rotated off. I think they want to try and retake middle here. MMS realizing B can be the play. His steps will have been heard. Face Crack is going to be aware, but Face Crack very low. Still got an aid on Artist. And they slowly clamber their way onto the bomb site. MMS getting himself in a good position. Takes down Face Crack. The flash coming through. MMS dodges it. Searching for the 2. Oh, he just needs to pick a target. And he eventually isolates Shushan. And Artist on the AWP with the no-scope. Takes down Davkost. Viperio end the half with 10.
Yeah, really good half there from Viperio. They were 3-1 down at one point. It just shows how sort of dominant the rest of this half has really gone. But it does show how crucially important for Invictus winning that second round was. Allowed them to win sort of 3 in a row, because other than that, they just won 2 rounds in isolation. It forced their money to constantly be weak, and even in these close situations, it felt like you always saw Viperio 1 step ahead. But Fred, to point out, the closest round we had that Viperio won was at least a 1 versus 2. So there was never a time that Invictus even brought it to 1v1s. It was, at best, they got was 2 players survive, killing 3 players. Which does just show that, yeah, Viperio, the rounds they won were dominant.
I feel like Viperio really kind of come alive here on Ancient. Obviously, things looked a bit dicey when they lost that initial force, but certainly looking good here. Oh, Moore needs to get a couple. Does find 1 and the second through the smoke.
Yeah, does significant damage to Ping as he tried to cross into Donut. Giraffe's just straight up planting this bomb. Does get the plant off.
Does go down.
Does get found though, and Moore with the 4k into the round. Blue Phoenix helps him out with the other. Dominant round there for Invictus. Bomb plant does come through, so it'll be interesting what we see from Viperio.
Yeah, it's going to be... I wonder, are they going to... I think they're going to go for a half bite.
I wouldn't force this. Just due to the fact that all 5 players survived from Invictus, so some of them are going to get to upgrade their weapons for cheap.
Yeah, look at Moore. M4, nade, molly, smoke. Head
we
armor?
could see 4 M4s here. Davcost actually opts for the FAMAS, but either way, 4 rifles.
We've got a hero
A force
AK.
by...
It's not a
Really?
force. It's like a half buy. They're gonna half buy again. It's what they did on the CT side. It's interesting, but I think it works. Well, it definitely worked for them on their CT side. It means they're still gonna be giving up 2 rounds, but it means they can definitely get the AWP on Artist.
They can also just have a bit of a chance in this one, can't they?
Yeah, definitely. Gizmy though needs to kick things off well. Oh, Gizmy goes down. Do have armor on Ping though, and Blue Phoenix takes down MMS. Smoke has landed. 2 towards Donut. We're really going to need to see some hero plays from Ping. And it's just Ping now. 1 versus 5. Going to be such a troublesome round. Just tucked away on the right-hand side of Temple. Doesn't even find one. 5 alive again for Invictus. And the money is going to be looking great for them. They've got 3 M4s, a FAMAS, and an AK. But I think it's just going to be this half buy from Viperio again.
Yeah, dominant round there from Invictus. It's one of those buys that I do like from Viperio. I don't dislike the buy at all. I think it's a good idea.
Bit risky.
Oh, this one really is risky. I didn't even notice that they actually invested this. I just assumed I was going to be seeing Glocks in play, but yeah, this is a real risk here, especially considering how dominant Invictus were on the last round. Davcost going to get pressured. A lot of targets coming his way. He does a lot of damage, but he get brought down low himself.
No kill found. We need to see a smoke towards Donut. Oh, Ping will fall. More getting a kill through the smoke, replicating his kind of smoke criminalness that we saw on the pistol. And Blue Phoenix and more both find more through the smoke. It's a 1 versus 4. 1v4.
All on Gizmy. Entry got himself. Does get found. And yeah, I wasn't a massive fan of that buy. And it
Clear
feels,
to see why.
Yeah, but I liked the initial buy that we saw from Viperio. The sort of hero AK buy. But it was more the strat that I wasn't a massive fan of. Just heading out towards A. There's a lot of longer range angles when you're the only 1 rifle. It's not exactly going to be the easiest. Obviously, the Deagles can be utilised at long range, but it's not exactly going to be as easy as a FAMAS and M4, whatever it may be. And I just thought it was a bit of a disadvantage situation themselves. And then the fact that they forced them with the exact same play, it's a bit of a risk. That's a nice fire from Giraffe, though, considering just had the P250 invested. A lot of bodies down mid. Blue Phoenix, even more blinded. Still so clean. Bro, this game's almost level.
Yeah, things aren't looking all too strong here. Artist should be able to get an AWP out in this round, though. MMS dropping that over. This is the first real full buy we've seen from Viperio. They've got rifles, they've got utility, and we need to see a real strong round from them. Otherwise, Invictus could just run away with it. They've got so much money already.
This is the best buy we've seen from Invictus as well. Davcost getting out the AWP this round.
Artist just posted up on the angle. Smoke will land. Nade as well, gonna do some damage. Artist dropped down to 47 HP. Bit of a default here from Viperio. Leaving 3 players towards B. And it's Artist and Giraffe to try and take some control. Oh, okay, Shushan. Perfect spam. And Ping eventually goes down. Gizmy with the trade, though. MMS holding towards short, awaiting this swing, and takes down more. Man advantage now for Viperio. And they halt. They slow things down. They're waiting for re-aggression, and it's coming in the form of Blue Phoenix. Does go down now. 4 on 2. Viperio definitely should win this one now.
Davcost is going to be holding into Donut. If they're not aware of it, Davcost can find a lot of targets for free.
The problem with playing on big box, though, very out in the elements. We'll go down to MMS. Now it's all on FaZe Crack. There are worries towards CT, and FaZe Crack going to be giving this one a crack, but does go down as Gizmy eliminates him. Skins equals wins. Artist, he knows it.
He was questioning. He was, well, do I use this or do I use the enemies? And
the thing is, if I die to my own orb, it's a sad state. Just that slight little bit of...
It does hurt a bit. It does sting a little bit. The issue is I've got
my own weapon.
maybe a bit of a weird mental block that when someone drops me a gun, an orb, and if it's a certain skin, sort of like the Gungnir, I always feel like I'm terrible with it. So I'll sort of just drop the Gungnir for anything.
Okay. I might just buy a Gungnir so it means I don't have to drop you an orb
Anyone who
anymore.
ever plays against me, get Gungnir. I'm gonna be terrible. But Giraffe though does find this one here, and Viperio looks like they're back to their old ways.
Well, yeah, it's the
Dominance here.
the second they've had the full buys, the second they've had Artis on the orb, and maybe it's when Artis has that orb, the cooling's a little bit more comfortable. Because don't get me wrong, Artis can really work magic with a rifle, with an AK, SMGs as well. But I feel like maybe when he's got that orb in his hands, he feels a bit more comfortable. The cools are a little bit more comfortable, and that's what's led them to this success. Because not as though Artis is single-handedly, won 4 or 5 rounds just because of the orb. Did he threw the orb out of the map just to pick up? Is that his own orb?
No, I actually checked that. It's actually Blue Phoenix's.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't believe there's any chance FaceCrack could have ever saved that orb anyway.
But okay.
Wait, what? He's
got it back.
Right, yeah.
What's happened?
It's like this. I think we're going down the rabbit hole here. There's like some big conspiracy with
every
the
it doesn't matter. You can pick up any skin. It will still be the lightning strike.
Yeah, apparently.
That was an Asimov. Maybe he paints his skins in the free time.
If we switch to artist and it's
the Asimov
and it's not on lightning strike, I'm gonna be scared.
It is okay. I hope.
No presence towards A for Viperio. That's where Invictus are gambling. 2 towards mid. We're going to see FaceCrack have a bit of a look here. He's the only player with a weapon in Fred. He's the only one who could actually shut this down. Bomb and Artist towards mid. Could catch them both out. Smoke's still there. Doesn't extinguish.
Nice stuff here. Viperio, they're going to find 13 unless if FaceCrack can somehow win it, but not going to be an easy one. Open B bomb site. Still using a lot of util. Rightly so. Don't take any chances. And that's the weapon falling. Gizmy eliminates. Well, he could get a second here. Oh, more. Nice stuff there. Artis, he knows. Gizmy, you're staying in here with me. I want the kill. You're not going anywhere. No time soon.
Trapped it. Ooh, flashbang could be interesting.
He's taking the chance to run away. Artis, you can't block me anymore. Ping just spots the shoulder. Eliminates Blue Phoenix. MMS finds Davcost. We still have that M4 on Mort. They're both towards T-spawn here. Okay. A bit risky here from Ping, but Shushan will eliminate. 2 weapons.
Another weapon that can be picked up. It doesn't actually look like Viperio want to fight this too much.
Rightly so.
Just allowing them to keep the M4s. It's interesting though, because it means that Shushan can drop over this orb comfortably.
Yes, that is right. But I think at the same time, Viperio, they know that Invictus, are a strong side. They're showing them respect. We've got a lot of money on the Viperio side, but what's the point of throwing another gun away? It doesn't really matter. Viperio have looked so strong on their full buys. They're comfortable against Invictus. Why give anything up? Doesn't matter if Invictus have the AWPs, they have the M4s. Viperio seem very comfortable with it. So I think for now, they're just going to keep showing respect.
A little bit of chip damage there onto Ping from Shushan. Made towards mid. They seem more than aware that Moore's feeling very aggressive towards mid. So just forces him back a bit. But look at the minimap, Fred. Look at Invictus just crunching down onto this B-bomb. So he forces MMS to kill Ping. Artist falls. This has got to be an Invictus round. They've got the bomb trapped. Low HP on MMS. Giraffe has to come in to support.
Flashbang's good enough to deter. We do have Gizmy progressing towards main. It's being held by Davkos Sorb. I love the angle that I think it was Ping was playing. Holding mid elevated up. I love it. It's such a good angle to play.
MMS and Giraffe aren't going to fade away towards B main, or at least MMS will. Giraffe looks like he's staying around. Giraffe needs to be a bit wary here. He's the only player with any real substantial health. Gives me 36 points of it, and MMS 16.
Yeah, but I think
Giraffe
as well
does feel a little bit scary. Well, gives me drops already. The bomb's rotating into A. Giraffe's going to be next to the chopping block, and they're going to be more than aware that MMS is going to be coming out of this A main position.
Yeah, but I think as well, obviously, Giraffe being the only one with health, I think, yes, you're in a tough situation. You might want to stick with the pack, but at the same time, the only person who can really maybe find a pick and bring him back level would be Giraffe. So it's not a nice situation to be in whatsoever. But, you know, it's not all too bad. They're going to be getting a buyout again. And potentially this is because they didn't opt for that hunt. Obviously, Giraffe, MMS, they've got a fair bit of money in the bank. Gives me an artist, potentially just enough to invest, but Ping, low on funding. Potentially going to need a drop in the next, but such an important round here now for Invictus. Losing it will put them in a very tough position.
Three players on Viperio.
What a spam.
Yeah, we see Shushan going for these spams. He's not really finding kills from them, but he's doing just significant damage. Face Crack finds the opening in this one, taking down MMS.
Gives me searching for a player in Donut. The spot one takes down more. We have got one behind this smoke. Flashbang does come through, but Davkos not blinded. Oh, simple kill onto Gizmy. Man advantage back the way of Invictus. Blue Phoenix still in Donut, and the smoke's going to fade soon. So they do just have to back away. We have Artist slowly creeping up towards B. It's just Shushan defending B here. Giving up all of this space, but Viperio, they've got to clear it very casually, very comfortably. They can't take any chances, and they leave Ping to clear out all of Cave. Shushan slowly progresses through. Playing on the right-hand side. They need to try and cross hit. It will be Artist to try and find this pick. But we see Facecrack aggressing in a great position. Does find one. Not the second, though. And now it's Ping. 1 versus 2. Bomb has been retrieved. Planting safe now. Oh, it isn't actually safe. Davkos can spot him. He's seen him. Don't know whether... Oh, Ping, that's an important kill, but no! Sadly for Ping, the clutch doesn't come through. What a kill from Blue Phoenix through the wall.
Yeah, massively important kill from Blue Phoenix, in fact, because he fully gave up his position going from that spam. Ping would have had all the information needed. Blue Phoenix really gambling, going for that kill. Obviously, health-wise, Blue Phoenix still massively come out on top, but we know how good these players are in terms of just their first bullet headshot. That was a great find there for Blue Phoenix.
That would have been such a amazing clutch for Ping. It was a 1 versus 3 on solo HP. But when called upon, Blue Phoenix does provide. Oh, face crack. Deals a lot of damage, takes some himself, but a misspray there could cost them. Oh, and Face Crack's been caught out in the open. MMS finds him, and that's the B-bomb site for the taking. Viperio get this control. The bomb can go down now. Planted safe from Cave. Molotov will come through now, and they're aware that this boost could be an option. Artist will take some more control. We're going to see another team kill, are we? Util being dropped. Oh, the flashes are good. Oh, Artist gets the tag, drops more down solo, and they're just... Are they going to be saving? I think it's the right call to make.
Yeah, flash coming out. They're just going to be backing away here. A couple of players brought down low. I don't think it's worth really throwing away anything like this. All the util on Viperio is used, so they're going to need to reinvest quite a lot, really. But great round. All 5 players surviving. Good-looking stuff from Viperio.
Yeah, they edge ever closer to that all-important 16. But for Invictus, you've got to remember, Charlie, this game's pretty much do or die for them. If they don't win it, I don't think they can make playoffs. This would be their 4th loss if unsuccessful. And realistically,
I think the only way they could do it is sort of...
but they have to win their loss. Like 16-0, yeah.
Which isn't, or at least near enough of that. So potentially, if they do lose this one, Fred, that's where the sort of question and competition might be changing from, okay, let's let's try to make it playoffs to, okay, let's fight for survival now.
Yeah, obviously, this being their third last match, they will just need to win one more to stay in the division. Oh, Gizmy, I think he might just get aggressive here. Does go down, Ping gets one, Blue Phoenix aggressing, takes down Artist. 4 on 3 here. Nade just misplaced a little. Look at MMS though. It's going to be creeping up now. Timing's not great, and Shushan eliminates him. Dropped down to 22 HP. Still found the kill. Giraffe tucked in Cubby towards middle. I think Giraffe might try and get in the back lines, and that could be the play to make. Shushan is holding him. Ping needs to find this pick. Nade looks good. Flash is also good.
Yeah, I like that from Ping there. He sort of just takes away any sort of pressure from Giraffe, allows him to get deep here. He crosses one more player, next to chopping block, face crack, swings, B-bomb site open for the taking.
A 2 versus 4 that's come very close now. Viperio, they've got all of this control, and this is going to be so tough. Molotov is not all too good. Oh, he's dropped down so low. Giraffe getting dinked. Ping, not going to be all too easy winning this one. And they're still not aware that both these players are here. Are they going to run boost through this? Or just boost through it? Oh, they spot one. They take down Giraffe. And now it is really all on Ping. The bomb is planted for him, though. And as time ticks away, things get very tough. As Blue Phoenix needs to get on the bomb. The only one with the kit. They drop the smoke. Oh, and does find one. Blue Phoenix just trying to defuse. And Artist. Oh, not Artist. Ping. Unable to take him down. Invictus. They win the round. And just from a ninja defuse.
Look at the money though of Invictus. Look at what they have to fight with. It's going to be bare bones. We're going to see plenty of limitations here.
MP9s
so it's
and
going to be a bit of a
FAMASs,
double-edged sword. Yeah, they win the round, but at what cost?
It's going to be a tough one for them. I think that's what this pause is going to be called for. Unfortunate there for Ping. I feel like sometimes when the bombs are getting stuck in smokes, it's really tough with the sprays. Obviously, a lot of the time it is going to be quite simple, but I feel like you can defuse from a fairly large radius, you could say. Maybe
especially
just
when the bomb's not planted in a natural position.
But I think maybe just bring out the knife. It's very audacious, but I think at the same time, that's when you're going to know 100% that the bullets are connecting. Or the bullets, the blades are connecting, but...
Yeah, but that's the issue. I feel like it's good to go with the knife when you're right next to the bomb.
But he wasn't all too close.
He had to find, I believe, Davkos first.
Yeah.
And then by the time he switches to his knife, runs there, I think he'd near enough have to instantly find the stabs to sort of make it work. So it's always scary. But the issue is the bomb wasn't planted in that natural position. So yeah, it's never, especially when the bomb smoke's dropped on it, you really are guessing. Okay, whereabouts was this bomb actually planted in this smoke?
Yeah, it's a tough one. I think it was planted against kind of the wall, so he could have repositioned and sprayed kind of directly horizontally, and it might have had a chance, but just a pop out towards A here, and nice damage dealt. Gizmy dropped down to 22, is eliminated now, and Davkos finally emerges. He was hidden on the back of the bomb side for quite some time, and MMS all that remains. 1 versus 4. Gone 1v2, but face crack at range with the MP9 does take him down. And Invictus, they find 13, potentially 14 here, as it's going to be a bit of a question of whether Viperio up for the full buy or just the half. I think the half buy a little bit safer. Will allow Artist to get out the AWP in the next. We could still see some decent weapons from Viperio in this one. But Invictus, they've got themselves a chance now.
Yeah, keeping this one as close as possible. Still up in the air. Invictus on paper should be winning this one, making it 14-14. Bro, we could have an overtime on our hands.
Yeah, definitely could do. It's going to be a bit of an interesting one now. Going into round 28. Viperio opted for the half bite. Should be fairly strong. I feel like they've got a lot of util to work with. Tech 9s as well. I think they might go towards middle here, in fact. Yeah, util coming over. They drop the smoke towards middle. 2 smokes in mid, in fact. One towards donut, but just misses its mark ever slightly. More able to find a couple. Blue Phoenix, though, with a double. He wants the third, though. Won't be able to find it. They find 2 kills. It's not all too bad. I think they needed to dive into Donut, though. Maybe the bomb plant could have been the goal. But Invictus, they level things up.
Yeah, still, shouldn't be too many limitations on the... Ooh, I was going to say, Artist did get out the AK, but Drafted dropped over the AWP, so makes a bit more sense there. Can have a couple of limitations in terms of the utility department, mainly the flashbang department. In fact, 4 flashes on the whole team combined, but other than that, Viperio have everything they could sort of possibly want. But both teams' money thread isn't in a good position. Viperio do have the full loss bonus, and with a couple of players like Artist and Ping having a bit of money in the reserve, it's actually probably not going to be too bad for them. Whereas if Invictus loses, they've got no loss bonus. The only player who can really buy is Shushan, and even that buy won't be that great. So this is going to be a really, really important round. This is the most important round of the game.
Oh, he's just stayed in the smoke, but lovely stuff from MMS as he gets a double. Rotations will come through now, but man advantage. 1 smoke on the side of Invictus and just a flashbang for Viperio. They send the flash out now. Oh, an MMS! What a double! He's got 4 in this round, finally goes down, and now it's Blue Phoenix. He's been a real hero for the Invictus Gaming side, and he brings it to a 1v1. We saw 4 from MMS in this round. Will we see 4 from Blue Phoenix?
Give me been so good at these opening kills. Now it's his chance to sort of clutch it out. And Blue Phoenix red gives me like a book. 15 found for Invictus. I mean, not too long ago, we were talking about Invictus potentially going to have to fight for survival now in the Challenger division. They want more than that. Playoffs is still on the cards.
I'll be honest with you, Charlie. It really just feels like a battle between MMS and Blue Phoenix. MMS has found 29. Blue Phoenix a little behind on 24. Invictus, they're in the lead. They're in the driver's seat, and they only need this final round to close it out. But you mentioned earlier whether OT could be on the cards. And I think we'll find out after this one. But you know what? We deserve it. Both of these teams clinging on to this one. And Invictus just need to find this final round.
Yeah, loss bonus really crucial in that last one for Viperio. The fact that they got the bomb plant and the loss bonus will allow them to get a full investment out in this. Obviously, no AWP, but I feel like just getting the weapons and util out is a win in itself.
Such a great round, though, from Blue Phoenix. Even after that initial success shown by MMS. Viperio called upon one, and Invictus provided another. Very limited utility on the Invictus Gaming side. They've used a lot of it to take this early control towards B. But was it worth it? Defending off with a Molotov and 2 flashes, it's going to be tough. Look how open Shushan is towards middle. If he goes down here, oh, he will fall for free. A devastating way to go down so early in the final round here. Final round of regulation, anyway.
FaceCrack does get one back, though. Ping, constant back and forth. And Viperio are the team coming out on top. The rotations have come through. Davgos so aggressive. He creeps up, but does get taken down for his aggression.
Oh, 2 versus 2 now on Blue Phoenix. Very close to the bomb site. Gizmy goes down, and I think it's over, Charlie. Ping 16 HP. We're going to need to see an absolutely immense clutch from him. Does spot 1, takes him down, and are we going to OT? That is the question. But no, Blue Phoenix provides once again towards the B bomb site. He does it. He clutches out the round, and Invictus Gaming, they take it 16-14. What an amazing showing here. Of course it went the distance. Of course it went the full 30. But what a game from Invictus. So important for them to win, and they do take it. Congratulations to them. They do have a real chance here of getting themselves to playoffs now. A devastating way for things to end for Viperio. But what a game it was.
Yeah, it really was. Such an electric matchup between these two teams. And Invictus, a team that we've spoken about, I know, sort of on the mic, off the mic, about how we've been a little disappointed from them this season. The players that they have on the roster, it feels like they just have not reached their potential one bit. But Fred, this was a game that we looked at. You're playing against the 5-0 in Viperio and Invictus. They were 2-3 on paper. This was a game that Viperio should be able to take reasonably comfortably, but Invictus finally, it feels like they started to match some of that potential that we were talking about, and they did bring it all the way, and a bit of a comeback as well. There was points with Viperio. They were on 14 for quite a while, and Invictus, they really battled back. The individual stepped up, but Blue Phoenix, we have to mention him. In the clutches, in these difficult situations, he was the player to step up above and beyond time after time.
Yeah, it was really ridiculous. I feel like these last two rounds really kind of showed what Blue Phoenix had to offer. Obviously, I feel like as well, Blue Phoenix was a player that was not a bit quiet, but didn't show many signs of life on the T side. But once was on that CT side, that's where it really came alive. The amount of times kills through the smokes towards A and Donut. We saw that triple on the pistol. I think it might have actually been a quad, in fact. But Blue Phoenix really, really stepped up. And I feel like when it came to those key moments, Blue Phoenix just had that slight edge. But an absolutely amazing game. I feel like no one could have really predicted it, you know, when we got to the closest stages. But a great win from Invictus. It does keep them in the running for playoffs, but it is going to be a tough one. Obviously, Viperio, with their first loss of the season, means that they can't go unbeaten, I guess, which is a bit of a sad story, but, you know, it's a very tough kind of situation to be in. I feel like not many teams are going to be able to say they go unbeaten in the Challenger division because there are so many top teams here. And as you mentioned at the start, Viperio 5-0, Invictus 2-3. You know, you're going to be thinking, well, that's a simple win, but no, so many teams here, so clinical, and sometimes it can just come down to who's feeling it on the day, and Blue Phoenix certainly feeling it today. But where does it leave both of these teams in the league rankings, Charlie?
Yeah, disappointing actually that Viperio did lose today, because that's actually meaning no teams this season are going to go undefeated. We've had a couple sneak through in the past, but this one, no. Not a single team are going to go undefeated, but it does really just show the level of competition that we are witnessing in the SCL. The fact that there's a lot of teams that are good enough to be able to, but just any team really can just catch them off, which does show. But Viperio, they are 11th right now. A lot of the teams above them, in fact, every single team above them have played more games than them. So with Viperio still having 2 games left,
they can only go
imagine,
up.
Yeah, they will only probably go up from here. But yeah, in 11th place, comfortably in playoffs for now. Nice looking round difference. There's just teams above them with 6-7 wins, so it's going to be expected that they're going to be around there. On the other hand, Invictus, they're not that far away from playoffs. Obviously, it is top 16 that make it into playoffs. Invictus, they're 20th right now. 2 games left to play. Quite a notable thing for Invictus, their win rates, round difference is actually pretty good. Despite being 3-3, it's a +10 round difference, so that could actually sneak them in, potentially even with the 4-4 record. But obviously it means they are going to need to win at least one of them very dominantly and the other one reasonably close. But obviously Invictus, they're never going to want to rely on other teams' results, so get yourself 2 more wins, and Invictus could sort of pull off the great escape, I suppose, at the very end. But just before we do close off, Fred, we obviously spoke about Gizmy in that game, about sort of the opening kills.
I knew you were going to say this, yeah.
I was waiting for this.
Yeah.
8 entry frags he had that game.
Yeah, ridiculous.
73% entry success. The next closest on the server was more with 6, which is obviously very impressive themselves. But other than those 2, there's a big drop off.
Yeah, Gizmy
just showed Gizmy, yeah, massively stepped up in terms of the opening kills. But maybe that could be the undoing a little bit of Viperio. It did feel like Gizmy got a lot of those opening kills a bit earlier on in the game.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, something to mention, Gizmy got, you know, the same amount of opening kills as the other 4 teammates combined on the Viperio side. So it's clear to see Gizmy loves a bit of an entry, and I feel like potentially that CT side from Gizmy was really strong. We kind of touched upon how it seemed as though Gizmy just found those openers, but realistically, their CT side was so strong because of it. But either way, sad story for Viperio as the last unbeaten team does fall, but they are still looking destined to kind of climb the ladder, get themselves even to a better position. And Invictus, it's all about those final 2 matches. But that has been it from us for today. Hope you guys enjoyed, and there is only the last 2 days before playoffs, so over the next couple, I think over the next maybe 48 hours, we'll be able to see which 16 teams do progress. But as I mentioned before, that's been it from us. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for plenty more Counter-Strike.